Perfecto, right. So we've started our recording for those who couldn't join us live. It's always better to join live, of course, because that's where the interaction and the action happens. But if you weren't able to and you registered, you can still hear the session. So tell me, everybody, do you feel like the picture that you see in front of you? Go for it. Maybe you're feeling like that at the moment, like you're just going and going and going and going, and this wheel's just turning and turning and turning and turning. Okay, so Jeanette says, doing the same thing every day and things don't get any better. Kelly says, absolutely. Tassin says, yes, yes, always running. Okay, right. All right, now I'm going to show you. Lena says yes. Boypelo says yes. All right, now I'm going to show you another picture. Okay, how does this picture make you feel? Do you wish that you could save time with anything that you're doing? Okay, this picture makes you feel hopeful. Great, good job. Okay. A button that I need. I shall love that. Okay. Where can I find this button? I need this. Absolutely interested. Okay, right. This will be great. Okay, I'm loving it. Awesome. All right. How does this picture make you feel? It makes me feel like, I'll tell you how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like I want to climb those stairs. That's how it makes me feel. Okay, pressure to grow, excited like a champion. Yes. Okay, optimistic and overwhelmed at the same time. All right. Exactly. I want to climb those stairs. Yeah, I think just the way the picture's laid out, I'd like to be there and just go up that staircase. It looks pretty cool to me. Okay, sounds good. Right. And then our word of the year. How does this word, how does it resonate with you at the moment? Do you feel like you are elevating, even if it's ever so slightly? Do you feel like you've elevated anything in, let's say, the last 30 days? Whether it's elevated revenue, whether it's elevated service standards in your business, whether it's elevated, so anything. Okay, lovely. Good job. All right. So you might feel like that hamster on the wheel. You might feel like you need that, I need more time button, save time button. But as long as you have elevated in some way or another over the last 30 days and in every 30-day cycle, well, then you're going in the right direction. Okay, you are definitely going in the right direction. So what I want you to imagine is that so I'm going to tell you something and I want you to imagine it as I'm telling you. I want you to imagine that all your businesses, or each and every single one of you, are this balloon. And the balloon is starting to take flight. So it's going to elevate, okay? And as I'm telling you that it's starting to elevate and it's going to take flight, I want you to write down the first word that comes to mind when you look at this picture and you think that you or your business is the balloon and it's about to go into the sky. What word comes to your mind? Or what do you feel? As I've said that, what do you feel? Don't take too long. Don't overthink it. Right. Oh, I'm liking these words. Free, excited, sky is the limit. Pop, no man, Teresa. No popping, nothing. Find a new word. Sky's the limit. Momentum, freedom. Oh, okay, I'm loving these words, huh, Liesel? Freedom. Nice. Okay. So these words, other than Teresa's pop word, which we are going to ignore that she put that in the chat box, okay? Other than Teresa's word, all these words, oh, I love that. Asha says, enjoying the view. Okay, I want you all to think about that word throughout this entire session. We're going to have a quick session today because I'm going to teach you a few things. You're going to write down a few things. But I want you the entire time to think as we're doing this, what I'm doing is for freedom. What I'm doing is to feel liberated. What I'm doing is Karen's word, to get momentum. What I'm doing is the sky is the limit. Okay. What I'm doing is to be free. What I'm doing is to be excited. So as we are going through this work, I want those words to be top of mind the entire time. Okay. All right, so time to take a picture. I always do this at the end and then all of you are, I don't know, your brains are buzzing. So I want to do it now. Please put your cameras on, everybody. I want to see your beautiful faces because I want to take a picture of all of us. Oh, look at that. Lena's in the car. She's oh, we have lots in the car. My word. Bully's in the car. Stunning. Oh, look at those beautiful faces. So nice. Okay, you ready? We'd love to see more faces if you can put on your cameras. Beautiful. Okay, 1, 2. I'm about to take the pic. Smile. Gorgeous. Thank you, everybody. Okay, right. You can go back to driving and whatever it is that you were doing, please. But I'm so happy to see that you're multitasking. Good job. All right. I'm going to go through the 4 main reasons why owners and managers hate or are hesitant to delegate. Hate is a very harsh word, but a lot of people use it with me. I want you to tell me which of the 4 resonate with you. So you can go into the chat box and either just put the number, you can say all of them as well. Number 1, time. It will take too long for me to explain what to do. Okay, so the person either or the person's going to take too long to get the task done. So I'd rather just do it myself. Okay. Next, fear. The task will not be done accurately or it will not be completed on time. So you're worried. 3, trust. You don't trust enough. You don't trust the process either. Okay. And 2 and 3 talk to each other, by the way, very closely. And then number 4 is skill. The people that you have or the person that is closest to you to delegate perhaps doesn't have the right skill set, and it might take too long to upskill somebody in the team to be able to do the tasks. So go in the chat box and let me know your numbers. Right. Kelly says 3 and 1. All 4. 1, 2, 3, 2 and 3. Okay. All right. All of them. Okay. So generally, we have most people having all of them or a minimum of 2 to 3 of the reasons. And lots of people always sitting with all 4, all 4, all 4. Okay, so let's look at how do we fix this? Because there really is a very easy and simple way to fix this. First of all, I want you So I just want to show you the sheet, what it looks like first. Okay, this is what the sheet looks like. In your business management course, okay, you're going to go to module 2 and you're going to go to chapter 3C. Okay, because that is the chapter that deals with mastering the art of delegation. In there, and we're going to do a little bit of it today, you're going to do a delegation analysis. So before you can even start to delegate, I want you to take a step back and I want you to look at and write down a delegation analysis. I'm going to go back. The first one is called a skills gap tasks. So I'm going to go back here. Skills gap is number one. Okay. What am I not good at, but is essential to the running of the business? And I want you to write them down. So for example, you might not be good at accounting, but it is essential to the business running. You might not be good at social media. You might not be good at marketing. You might not be good at the computer system, running the stock on your system. You might not be good at, you might not be such a brilliant people person. You might not be the most empathetic person. So what are you not good at, but is essential to the running of the business? And that is what we call a skills gap task. So for example, accounting is a skill. It is essential, but you're not good at it. Okay? So I want you to write, because by the way, this list that you are about to write down, okay, and when you finish with the list, I want how many of you to tell me how many items on your list you are currently delegating. Because first we need to have a realization, are we delegating enough? Okay, and I'm sure the answer is going to be no. And then I'm going to take you through the very quick process of how to delegate properly. Okay, the second one, by the way, is called routine tasks. Can you see there in the middle of this sheet? Routine tasks. So what are the essential daily routine tasks that are necessary to running the business, but they take up time? Okay, so for example, I'll give you an example, the daily business analysis. That is super essential, but it takes a bit of time. Okay, so what are those essential? It could be your spa walk around, your walkabout. That is totally essential to the running of the business. So what are the daily routine tasks that are necessary to the running of the business? Okay, that take up time, but you shouldn't necessarily be doing. So those are called routine tasks. Okay. And then the third one, third one is called a time-intensive strength. Okay, time-intensive strength. This one is different. This one is, what am I good at, but takes up a lot of my time? So for example, maybe you're really good at putting together social media content. You're really, really good at it, but it takes up so much time. You're really good at designing, marketing, and promotion planning, but it takes up a lot of your time. You're really, really good at dealing with customers or training your staff. You're so good at SOP training. You really are the best, but it takes up a lot of your time. Okay, how are you doing with your lists? Go into the chat box and just let me know. You've written down your lists, okay? So you're going to do a skills gap task, even if you put 3 in each, okay? A routine task and a time-intensive strength. So a quick recap there. The first one is what I am not good at, but is essential to the running of the business. The second one is absolutely necessary daily routine menial tasks that need to be done. So the business can't run without those tasks. And number 3, what are you really good at, but takes a lot of time? Okay, how are you doing with your lists? Are you done with your lists? I don't want to move on till you tell me lists are done. Okay, because this is really, really important. Good. Okay, Kelly says she's done. Okay, so Kelly, maybe you can answer. How many of the no, let me ask you a different question. Are you delegating 80% of what you have written down on your list? Yes or no? Quite simple. And then all of you can do that. No. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting to see. No, right? Are you delegating 80% of what you have written on your list? Oh dear. Okay. Anybody else there? All right. So I'm assuming most of you are a no there. Do I need to wait a little bit, or can I get going? Have you done your lists? Can I keep going? Okay, not yet, obviously. Let me know when I can keep going, okay? Okay, we good, everyone? Can I go? Yes? Okay, I'm going. All right, so that's what your sheet looks like that you will complete in the back end of your business management course. Okay, so here's a little summary, and I'm going to show this to you again at the end. But what's quite nice with the summary is that it really gives you a step-by-step in the delegation process. And it might seem like, oh my word, it takes 6 steps, but actually this can be done very, very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to take you, and I want you to think of these as the 5 rules. So there's 6 steps, but there's 5 rules when it comes to delegating. The first one is clarify the task in your own mind first. Okay, so before you ask anybody to do it, I want you to write down 3 things. One is what needs to be done, by when does it need to be done, and what do you want the outcome of the task to be. I'm going to show you an example when I'm finished taking you through the steps. Okay, I'm going to show you an example that happens a lot actually. Okay, so what needs to be done, by when, and what is the outcome that you want from this task. Okay, that is before you even ask anybody to do it. So you need, and this is super important, you need to have it clear in your own mind. And the reason for that is, if it's not clear in your own mind, how's it ever going to be clear in the mind of the person that you're giving the task to be done? Okay. Second, and this, whenever I speak to owners and managers that are having delegation issues, and I ask them, did they ask somebody to do it? And they go, yes, they did. There's always 2 places I turn to that indicate that it was done incorrectly. One is that they delegated to the wrong person. And the second one is that they're not clear in the outcome of that delegation. And I'll show you an example shortly. Okay. So what we mean by delegated to the right person is, if you want somebody to make a phone call, for example, do they have a very soft voice, or can you hear them clearly on the phone? Are they confident to speak? And do they speak the language that you need them to speak of the person you are phoning to? Okay. Or, for example, a task that you're about to do, does it involve an Excel spreadsheet? And if it does this person know how to use Excel? So it is super important that you look at these 3 words when you're delegating to a person. Number 1 is, do they have the skills? Do they have the ability? And do they have the knowledge of what it is that you want them to do? Okay. So a good example of knowledge is giving something to somebody to do that has no idea what a Brazilian wax is, for example. So you're going to ask them to count the stock or weigh the wax that you're using for the Brazilian waxes. And they don't even know what a Brazilian wax is. Okay. So skills, ability, and knowledge. Number 3, and this is the second part that always falls short in the delegation process, is communicate. So, and there's a way to communicate with 3 points always. And I promise you, if you do this and you follow these steps, you are going to free up a lot of your time. So you communicate what the task is, you communicate what you want the outcome to be, and you communicate the deadline. Very important. Okay. Okay, are you ready now? I'm going to show you 2 examples, and this happens all the time. So I've used examples that I have seen happen. I want you to tell me which example shows the person that you have trust in them, okay? And also which example is clearly communicated to the person. Okay, you ready? Okay, example A. Mary, please can you look over this treatment menu to check that the prices are correct? Okay? That to me sounds like a reasonable task. Check over this treatment menu to see that the prices are correct. Okay. And we're checking for communication here. So I've given it to Mary, who can read English. She does know about costings and prices. She does know the treatment menu because she has worked with us for a while. So Mary isn't a newcomer that has just joined in 1 week. So she doesn't really know the treatment menu. Okay. Example B. Mary, I have a very important and urgent task that takes great attention to detail, and I really think that you are the best person for this. Please can you look over this treatment menu, check the prices and read all the copy, and then come back to me with any wording changes and price corrections. Please check carefully to see if we are missing anything. This document is going to our potential clients to impress them, okay? And it needs to go to the design department by 12 noon tomorrow. Can you get this back to me today by 6 p.m.? Will that be enough time for you? Okay, so everybody, which example would you say is better communicated? B, obviously, right? Okay. Which example would you say up front tells the person that you trust in them? B. Okay, B, definitely. Because B says you are the best person for this job. Okay, so you are showing that you trust that they've got great attention to detail. Now, the next question I want to ask you is, how many of you do this or give a delegate a task and use examples A wording? And be honest, how many of you will give a task and your detail is as far as example A? How many of you? Or do you all give as much detail as you will see in example B? Okay, so Isabella's saying she uses example A. Sometimes, okay, good. 50-50, okay. I do, okay. A, all right. Okay, so I'm going to give you another little example, and I teach this to everybody, and I keep harping on about how important it is to delegate with this much detail, okay? So always, the person that you have chosen to give the task to, you need to reassure them of why you gave them the task and not anybody else, okay? So that's number one. Number two, you're going to tell them what you want the outcome to be. So the first one said, check the prices. It didn't say what you want back. Okay. So this one says, I want you to check if we're missing any treatments. Okay. I want you to give me any price corrections and any wording issues that you pick up. So there's the outcome. And then very importantly, you're going to tell them by when you need it. Clearly by when you need it, a clear deadline, okay? And ask them, can this be done? Is it possible for you to do? All right, can you see how this doesn't leave room for so much error? So I want to give you an example of how this happened to me just this week, okay? So I gave somebody a template of a letter. Completely capable person, okay? So that was clear. And I can tell you that the issue here came with my communication. Finished. My wording was, use this as a template and going forward, complete the letter and use it as your template for clients who are requesting this particular information from us. Boom, that was all I said. Okay. So I got the letter, the template back, and I saw that my templates, everywhere where I had, for example, insert rand value, insert amount, insert description of product, for example, it was still there in brackets. So what I thought was obvious to me, which was telling the person, where you see wording in brackets, it means remove that and put in the information that pertains to that particular customer. I got my template back with the obvious, the customer's name, where they are based, or what they're needing this form to fill out. And I took a step back and I thought, oh my word, so this seems so obvious to me, who was asking for the task to be done, but I wasn't clear in my instruction. I didn't say exactly what the outcome of what you need to do when you use that template needs to be. So that was quite, I had a little giggle because it happened to me this week and I knew that I was presenting this today and I thought, oh my word. So I teach this all the time and here I am delegating something without giving enough information. So I want you all to think very carefully the next time you're about to give a task to somebody. And I want you to say to yourself, are you in a rush and just asking for something to be done? Okay. Or are you giving enough detail? And you can do this in a rush. You just need to talk a little bit quicker, right? But are you giving enough detail that the task is going to be done correctly the first time around? Then, next one. We're not done with our 5 rules, okay? Rule number 4 is check in. Okay, this is super important. So if I know that I need this by 6 p.m. tonight, and I gave it in at 9 a.m. this morning, when would all of you say is a reasonable time for me to follow up and check in on progress and ask, how are you doing? Do you need any help? Can I see what you've done so far, for example? What would be a reasonable time for me to do this? So I gave the task at 9 a.m. and I said that I need it by 6 p.m. today. Do you think that checking in at 5 p.m. is sufficient? Maybe 4 p.m.? Do you think that's okay? All right, Teresa said midway through the day. Kelly says around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Okay, perfect. So I would probably say that around midway through the day is a good time to set a reminder to check in and clarify if anything else is needed. And are you still on track for a 6 o'clock this afternoon? Okay. And the 5th rule, which we often forget to do, is it's praise sandwich time. So first of all, praise what has been done right. So let me give you an example. If you got it by the deadline time, well done, Mary, you got it to me on time. This is brilliant, excellent. Then give any corrective feedback. Mary, I can't really read your handwriting. It seems to be like all mishmashed all over the show. You've also got so many arrows over this page leading everywhere that I'm not 100% sure which paragraph or what spelling you are making reference to. So perhaps you might need to just sit with me to redo these 3 items, or if you don't mind, could you type them up quickly on the computer before you leave today? Thank you again, Mary, so much for doing this so quickly. And also I can see that you put a lot of effort into it because there's quite a bit of correction and writing. So thanks for checking up on me. Okay, so can you see there now, she did make an error, okay, and I couldn't read what was going on, for example, but you praise sandwiching that. So you're saying, thank you for getting it to me on time. Thank you for your effort. Obviously, praise sandwich what is due. You're not just going to make things up. But I promise you, if you look for a reason to give some praise, you're going to find it. Okay, so even if you just say, thank you, good job, and then correct it, and then end on. So always make sure that you do this in the form of a praise sandwich, and it can be very quick. You don't have to go into a lot of detail. So often people say there can only be one winner. When you follow this delegation process, there will always be 2 winners. You will be the winner because you have given a task to somebody and they've completed it on time, okay? And you got your job done. And the other person is a winner because they feel more valued. They feel like they've done something, they've achieved something, and they've learned from the same exercise as well. Okay, so I want to go back to this. Okay, and I want you all to take one last look at this, take a photograph of it if you need to, and I want you to write in the chat box which of these points is the one where you feel you slip up most of the time. Because you wouldn't be attending this if your delegation was amazing today, right? You wouldn't be here. So where is it? Because it's important in order to correct yourself that you know where your shortcomings are. Okay, so are you clarifying the task in your own head? Are you matching the skill and the ability to the person that you chose? Are you communicating clearly? And most people, by the way, fall short of number 3. They don't give enough information at the delegation process. 4, checking in. Oh, there's quite a lot of 4s, eh? Okay. So 4s are easy to fix, by the way. 4s are easy to fix because all you need to do is set an alarm on your phone as you give that delegation process, and your alarm is check-in time, because it means there that everything else could be good, right? Then, who's here? Kelly says 1 and 3, clarifying and communication, okay? And 5, 2, evaluation, okay? Asha, 3 and 4, communication and check-in, 1, 3 and 6, appreciation and praise, Isabella, 6, Lena, 3 and 5, communicating and evaluating, Tracy, 4 and 5. Okay, that is brilliant. Does anybody need any clarification on any of these steps? Or do you feel like you've got it? You now understand, A, where it is that you're falling short, but you know how to correct this. Okay, or does anybody need any further clarification and ideas and tips on this delegation process and what needs to happen? Oh, somebody's not muted. Who's not muted? Okay, so everybody, please give me some feedback. Okay, this I would love you all to scan. If you don't mind, I really have a favor to ask of you. You don't have to do this now, but scan it. And I would really, really appreciate a review on how you feel these coaching session asks, how you feel they benefit you, if you feel like you get something back from it and that you're learning from it and all of that. So please, you can do this at a later stage, absolutely no problem. If the task is not completed, how do you handle it? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Was the task not completed at the deadline time? Okay. So if the task was not completed at the deadline time, it means that one of two things is wrong. One is that your check-in didn't happen. And remember, when you check in, you are asking to see how far they are. And you're asking, are you still on track to finish by 6? So that's one of two things that has happened. Either your check-in didn't happen, you forgot to check in with them, okay? Or two, there's two other things it could be. You have not communicated correctly, or you've given it to a person who doesn't know how to complete that task. Okay, so how do you handle it? Is you are going to sit and figure out why this task wasn't completed on time. So you're going to have like a little mini review session. So if you bring me back the task or it doesn't get done. So I come to you and I say, Mary, where's this treatment menu? And give me an example of what Mary would say back. Can you do that with me? Do you want to do the role play quickly? Give me an example of what Mary would say back when you ask her, is she done? Are you typing? Would you want to unmute and do it quickly, spoken with me? Often met with a blank stare or excuses. Oh, I didn't know it was for today. Okay. So can I have an example of what the excuse is? Okay, so what I want you all to understand, I'm so glad you're putting this in the chat box. If the person said, oh, I didn't know it was for today, you didn't do two things as the person who delegated it. One is you didn't clarify that they understand what the deadline time is for and get them to agree. So I would say to you, Aisha, are you sure that you can get this to me by 6 p.m. today? And you would say yes. And then when I do my check-in, I can see that you are working on it. So the check-in is important because either you've done nothing, and then I know at that check-in, if they've done nothing, the chances are that you either need to take it away from them or you need to clarify and say, listen, nothing's been done here. Did you understand exactly what needed to be done? Is there anything that I can do to help you? Is the reception phone disturbing you? Or do you need to maybe go and sit in the office for 2 hours so that you've got no distractions in order to do this? Okay. And when you do that check-in, then you'll clarify again and say, okay, Aisha, are you good? You're good to bring it to me by 6 p.m. today. In fact, Aisha, what time can you commit that you're going to get this to me by? So turn it again. All right. So I just want to tell all of you, okay, and I say this to myself as well because I make this exact same mistake. If you're not winning with delegation, it is you who delegated that is at fault. It's not the person who got given the instruction. Please understand that, because that is the first step to you realizing that you just need to tweak one little thing in your process of delegation and things are going to turn around for you completely. Okay? So if you're getting met with a blank stare, by the way, tells me that the person did not understand what they had to do. or it was not clear, or they can't do it. So you must see when you delegate, are you getting that blank stare and that, yes, I'll do it? Okay. Because if that's the case, ask them to repeat back to you what has to be done and by what time it has to be done by. Okay. So you've got to start reading the body language. If you're not sure that they're not sure, the best thing to do is ask them to repeat back to you what they're going to do and by when they're going to do it. Okay. And then if any of you want me to help you with a delegation, I am super happy to do that. The example that I gave you today about that, Mary, can you read through this price list, actually happened really in real life. And I had said to one of the ladies or one of the owners that was busy in that chapter in the course, I said to her, your very next delegation that goes pear-shaped, I want you to share it with me and I want us to do it together. She shared it with me exactly as I gave it to you. I rewrote the delegation process, okay? And first of all, what was interesting was I said to her, well, this is a very straightforward question to me. What do you want me to check on here? You're saying to check if the prices are right. Tell me exactly what you want to get back from me. Must I fix the words? Must I check if we don't offer any treatments? And then she realized, oh my word, hold on a second. I haven't clarified the task in my own mind yet. Then I gave her the same person to give the same instruction to and the deadline and to do her check-in. And guess what? She got it back exactly how she needed it back. So I'm quite happy to do this delegation with any of you that need help and want a little bit of guidance. I'm very happy to take you through it. I'll need to do that once or twice with you, and then you're going to see you're not going to be making those errors again. I'm just going to stop sharing because I want to show you, I want to share something else. I want to show you 2 of the exercises that you do. Oh dear. Okay, it's not here. Hold on. Here it is. Oh, where can I share screen here? Oh dear, why is it not letting me share screen? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to show you here. Okay, can you see this PDF here? Just give me a thumbs up if you can.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, good job. All right, so this really, really does help you. It's one of the tasks. I've said it's an optional task. If I were you, I would do it. Okay, so this is super easy. You read through the content of how to delegate. I'll take you through the 6 steps, which we've done today together. Now, this is a great task to do. You revisit your delegation plan, and the next time you have a task to delegate, you follow this, okay? So you go, the task to delegate, right? The peer performing the role play with you and why you chose this person. You don't necessarily tell them that they're doing this with you up front, right? What worked well? So now you 2 analyze the task together. What needs to change? And how did you both feel at the end of the discussion when you got together to dissect the task that was delegated to? So this is, I just want to tell you what happens when you do this task properly. It opens your eyes because now the person that you delegated to is helping you to perform a task. And that's when they're the most open with you. Often they'll be too embarrassed to say, oh, but you weren't clear, or oh, this, or oh, that, when you take them through the steps. The second they know that you are doing this as a task, they tend to be much more open. And this, by the way, is when you learn how to become a master delegator. When people sit with you and go, well, this didn't work well. You didn't give me enough time. Could be another thing that comes up. You wanted me to do this entire treatment menu in 2 hours. So it just really is an eye opener. So I do want to encourage you, when you see this that says optional tasks, I do want to encourage you, or they don't take a lot of time. All the tasks that I'm giving you, by the way, are all practical tasks that you can do whilst you are working. So I'm not giving you anything that isn't part of your daily life and part of your job. Okay, right. Please write in the chat box where you would like to improve, or where you see the biggest challenges in your business currently. Okay, so there's quite a few here. And if it's something that's not here, please put it in the chat box now for me. Okay. Okay, hold on. Teresa said, when I slip up with 0.3, it is because I sometimes don't even know what outcome I want. So I take a gamble and, and hope for the best. Okay, so Teresa, you're slipping up on 0.3 because you haven't done 0.1. That's all. So before you delegate, and you'll see this is going to start becoming habit for you, clarify the outcome and the task in your own mind. Don't give it to anybody until you know, okay, I want this letter written and emailed to a customer, and I want to know that the customer has it, and I want to put it to bed by the end of the day. So clarify the task and then go ahead and hand it over. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so write in the chat box where you would like to improve from what you see in front of you. Hiring the right team, or motivated and driven staff, staff that retail, that rebook, and that give memorable experiences. Client retention, getting clients to spend more money, new client acquisition, running effective KPI meetings. So I'm hoping that everybody on this call is running monthly, religiously, without fail or excuses, KPI meetings with their teams, and then keeping cost of goods in lines for maximum profit. So Kelly says, motivated staff, staff that rebook. Okay, that's 2, 3, 4, client retention, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting clients to spend more money and client acquisition. Okay, sounds good. Tracy says KPI meetings. Okay, so Tracy, if I can ask you a question, the KPI meetings, why are they not happening? Why are they not happening? You can either unmute or you can type it in the chat box. Why are the KPI meetings time management? Okay, all right. So just a couple of quick questions for you, Tracy. Are you booking the KPI meetings time? Oh, my hat. Okay, well, we've just gone through a whole timing thing here. So perhaps if you start delegating, remember, everybody, that task that you did, or the little exercise you did with me right at the beginning, okay? Look at those tasks. All of you said you're not delegating 80% of them. Start delegating there. But I do want to give you a tip on the KPI meetings. If you set your KPI meetings 2 months in advance dates, so you're making sure, so I already know my August and my September KPIs. And in August, I know September and October KPI dates. If you set those dates, and you also do them at the same time every month, it starts to become a habit in your business. I will guarantee you that your staff and your business will change by simply doing those KPI meetings at the beginning of every month and taking the time to sit 30 minutes with each staff member. I guarantee you that your business will change. Okay. How to keep staff motivated goes line in line with the KPI meetings as well. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take what you've all said to me, because it's going to give me some nice meat to put together for the next coaching sessions. That's why I'm asking you, because I want to see what is the bulk of what you'd all like to hear. And I'm going to do our next session based on that. However, I do want to motivate you all to think about something. You all train your staff, don't you? You book for them on training. You upskill them when they want to learn a new skill. Who trains you? Where are you doing your training? Let me ask you that question. Go into the chat box and tell me who is training and coaching you other than me at this exact point in time. But where are you doing training? Where are you upskilling? Where are you getting tools and templates to use in your business? Let me know, everyone. And I know the answer to this with most of you. Yes, Teresa, I know you is from me. It's so nice. I know most of you are going to say, I don't, or here we go, read online late at night. Okay, that's somewhere good. Great. Are you enrolled in a learning program? Because that's what you need to do. All right. So it's time for all of you to think about. You invest time and money in your staff. What about yourself? The leader, the captain of the ship, and the leader needs to be more on top of their training and on top of their development than the rest of the team. Okay, and with that, I want to invite you to take part in this business management program. You don't have to do every single module from A to Z. I know you're busy, but what's great for you is you can log into the back end. That's what the website looks like, by the way. You log into the back end, you go to the module where you need help. So some of you have said with the KPI meetings, I will with pleasure do that at a session, okay? And in fact, if you'd like, I will run a live actual KPI with somebody. How does that sound? Would you guys like to see that? Let me know in the chat box if you would like to attend a live KPI session. Okay. But for example, you'd go into here and you'd go to the staff, you'd go into how to run a successful KPI, you'd download the template that I have for you on KPIs and done, you use it. Okay. So I really would like you to think about joining our program. We've got over 80 members from 19 different countries who are on our program. And I would love for those of you who aren't enrolled with us, I know a lot of you on this call are, but some of you are not, to please contact me. And it's very simple to enroll, and it's a small monthly fee for the type of value that you get back in return. Okay, everybody. Okay, so you all sound like you'd like this KPI thing. All right, I'm going to do that. Okay, so next month in our 2 online sessions, I'm going to do a live KPI meeting. Okay, and I think I'm going to do, just from what you're all asking here, I might do something on client acquisition and client retention. Does that sound good, everyone? So, because they go hand in hand, how to acquire new clients and how to retain new clients. Does that sound like it's something good? Does it sound like something you would love? Okay, awesome. Good stuff. So I'll set those dates, and as you know, the dates will be sent out, and please invite industry colleagues. And those of you who aren't enrolled with us, please come and join our community of global therapists, business owners, in our industry that just want to learn and stay on top of their game, right? And keep evolving and elevating. Okay, everyone, please go into the chat box. The last thing I'm going to ask you to write is, how do you feel after this session today? I want to see that. And then I'm going to say goodbye and tell you all I love you lots, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Teresa, I want to come and visit. I hope you're ready to have a coffee with me or something soon. Are you? Yeah. I think I'm just going to come and visit and have coffee anyway. Because I haven't seen you forever. Miss you. Okay, radio. Let's hear what you all have to say. Oh, so cool. Oh, you want the link to leave a review? Oh, I'd love that. Okay, I'm going to share it. I'll share it quickly. There it is. Oh, sorry. There it is, Olivia. You can just scan it and it'll take you straight through to the page. Oh, that will make me so happy. Thank you very much for doing that. Okay, and I'm loving all these words in the chat box. So super cool, excited. Liliana, it was amazing to have you with us. I hope you're going to join again next time. And yay to trying a different approach to delegation. Jeanette, I will help you. Okay, so if you need to get a different outcome, just message me and I'll even just give you the wording right there and then. Okay. All right, everybody, have the best evening. Love you all lots. Chat soon. Bye.